Traveling down the dusty donkey roads with treasures to sell, carrying hopes and stories under heaven's watchful spell. Old cart creaking softly beneath the weight of dreams, a wandering soul torn at the seams. On those rugged donkey roads I keep moving along through the wind and rain. I sing my old song with every step I take. I feel the call, rugged donkey roads my only home at all. Scarred hands and weathered face, stories etched in time, trading goods and shadows for a coin or a rhyme. No city lights to guide me, just stars in the night, chasing distant dawns, chasing what's right. On those rugged donkey roads I keep moving along through the wind and rain. I sing my old song with every step I take. I feel the call, rugged donkey roads my only home at all. Footsteps in the dirt echo through the ages, living on the edge of history's pages. No steady ground beneath my worn-out shoes, just the endless travel and the old roads I choose. On those rugged donkey roads I keep moving along through the wind and rain. I sing my old song with every step I take. I feel the call, rugged donkey roads my only home at all. In the shadows, stories left behind, wandering through the darkness with a restless mind. Every mile I cross, tales I've yet to tell, bound to the journey, cast under a spell. On those rugged donkey roads I keep moving along through the wind and rain. I sing my old song with every step I take. I feel the call, rugged donkey roads my only home at all. Steel and stone are far away, just memories in the dust. A humble peddler's life built on faith and trust. No wheels or engines, just the steady donkey stride. Through storms and silence I abide. On those rugged donkey roads I keep moving along through the wind and rain. I sing my old song with every step I take. I feel the call, rugged donkey roads my only home at all. Heartbeat in the twilight, under ancient skies, chasing fleeting hopes with weary, tired eyes. A trader of the old ways, forever on his trail. In the quiet dusk, I prevail. On those rugged donkey roads I keep moving along through the wind and rain. I sing my old song with every step I take. I feel the call, rugged donkey roads my only home at all. Morning sun rises slow over fields of gold and green. Every dawn's a promise, every night unseen. Treading paths of old where legends used to roam. In the dust and shadows, I've made my home. On those rugged donkey roads I keep moving along through the wind and rain. I sing my old song with every step I take. I feel the call, rugged donkey roads my only home at all. On these rugged donkey roads I'll forever roam. In the dust and shadows I found my home. No matter where the journey leads or how far I go, rugged donkey roads, forever my soul's echo. On those rugged donkey roads, I keep moving along through the wind and rain. I sing my old song with every step I take. I feel the call, rugged donkey roads, I'm on and on and on. On to dusk, beneath the ancient sun, my footsteps echo, my race is run. Through storms and silence, my heart beats strong. Rugged donkey roads where I belong. In the dust and wind, I'll forever stay. Old roads calling, never fading away.
In ages past where wildlands stretch wide, a hardy soul with a restless stride, a wandering merchant with stories to share, carried hope on a humble battered conveyance rare. Here's a wagon, a vessel of a warmth and news, cross rugged paths through forests and hues, connecting distant towns and quiet hamlets, bringing treasures and tales to those in their habitats. From city markets he set forth with care, a chest of riches, buttons that gleam like stars in the air, ribbons of colors, clocks from afar, medicines promising relief, every item a star. To the countryside folk, he was a glimpse of the sky, an envoy of worlds beyond their eye. His journey evolved step by step, mile by mile, on foot first, burdened with a pack, with a resilient smile. Then on a donkey's back, over roots and stones, a water buffalo slow marched through muddy zones. Later a rugged truck rumbled through the terrain, his purpose unwavering, serve and sustain. Again he traced the route through forests and plains, a sacred rhythm in the mountain rains. Visiting each hamlet, a monthly dance, a cycle of hope, patience and chance. Between these visits, city lights called him back, gathering supplies and news on his track. One dawn's early light with skies painted gold, he started his journey brave and bold. Through hills and woods with nature's call, he heard the hawks cry wild and tall. Children's laughter led him to eager eyes, old elders nodded, sharing their ties. But storms and shadows tested his will, lightning flashed, rain thundered still. His wagon slipped on the treacherous ground, yet steadfast he pressed, no retreat found. The shelter's warmth, the lesson learned, perseverance is what the wildlands earn. Bandits once lurked in the fold of night, demanding treasures, a clash of might. With wit and calm he kept his goods concealed, and villagers' courage made the bandits yield. His stops bloomed into lively fairs, where barter and friendship grew in layers rare. One day a fallen giant blocked his way, a tree across the trail in the forest sway. With help from neighbors he worked through the night, sharing stories round a blazing firelight. In that moment he saw with open eyes, his journey was bonds, not just supplies. Surprising moments, friends he'd mend, repairing water wheels, risking to defend, bringing relief in times of need. His acts of kindness planting seeds, but what he treasured most above all were whispers and tales from those he'd call. Traveling through a quiet, lush land, he met Elena, gentle and kind, a spirit curious, dreams wide and bright, her laughter a spark in the fading light. Their words intertwined beneath the stars, a love that grew beyond the scars. They married by the river's gentle flow, a simple vow, a bond that grew. Together they roamed, her by his side, their wagon a home, their hearts their guide, cooking over fires, bathing in streams, living their love, sharing hopes and dreams. Their journey, not more than trade and toil, became a story of love's eternal soil, a refuge, a symbol of hope's warm glow, a testament to the human spirit's show. With each mile their bond grew strong, a melody of hope, a timeless song. His tale echoes through the winds, a testament to resilience within. That kindness, courage and human grace can light even the darkest place. A wandering soul, forever free, connecting hearts across land and sea. And so his story lives anew, a shining beacon, steadfast and true, a reminder that no matter the road's length, hope and love will always strengthen.
In the vast and untamed wilderness of centuries past, there roamed a hardy soul, a traveling peddler whose story was woven from threads of adventure, resilience, and a relentless spirit. His wagon, a humble yet formidable vessel of commerce and news, journeyed tirelessly across rugged terrains, over winding dirt trails and through the wilds, connecting distant cities to remote hamlets that clung to the land with stubborn hope. Once in the days when roads were mere paths carved through forests and hills, the peddler set forth from the bustling city markets. His inventory was a treasure chest of dry goods, gleaming buttons that looked like tiny stars, ribbons of every color, clocks that ticked with stories from distant lands, and tins of medicine that promised health to those who needed it most. Every item was carefully chosen, each carrying a story, a promise, or a hope to the rural folk. He was a miracle, an extension of the world beyond their fields and forests. His mode of travel evolved with the times, first on foot, burdened with a massive pack strapped tightly to his back, weighing more than a man's pride. The trek was arduous and unforgiving. Then came the donkey buggy, its wheels bouncing over stones and roots, the driver expertly guiding it through narrow trails. Later, a water buffalo cart became his sturdy steed, plodding through muddy trails and steep hills with patient strength. And sometimes a battered Nissan or Toyota pickup, patched and rugged, rumbled along the rough terrain, its engine growling like a beast of burden. No matter the vehicle, his purpose remained unchanged: to bring goods and news to those who waited eagerly, often with bated breath, for his arrival. He traveled along a carefully charted route, a route that wound through forgotten forests, over rocky ridges and across wide open plains. Once a month, he would visit each hamlet along his route, a sacred rhythm in the lives of the mountain folk, farmers and shepherds. Between visits, he would make stops at distant cities, bustling markets, warehouses, or trading hubs, gathering supplies and news before heading back into the wilderness to serve his loyal customers. The cycle of arrival, exchange, and departure was a dance of patience, perseverance, and hope. One early spring morning, with the air crisp and the sky painted in shades of dawn, the peddler set out on his journey. As he approached the first hamlet nestled among rolling hills and thick forests, he heard the distant call of a hawk, a sign of the wild land's untamed spirit. Children ran ahead, squealing with excitement, eager to see what treasures he brought. The elders, sitting on benches carved from old logs, welcomed him with nods and stories of their own. But his journey was not without peril. One day as he crossed a narrow mountain pass, a sudden storm erupted. Dark clouds rolled in, lightning flashing across the sky, and rain pounded down in sheets. His wagon's wheels slipped on the mud, threatening to send him tumbling down the ravine. With steady hands and quick thinking, he guided his battered vehicle through the storm, the wind howling like a beast. When he finally reached the safety of a small shelter, he looked back over the treacherous trail, knowing that many would have turned back, but he pressed on, driven by a duty to serve. In another village, he faced a different challenge. As he arrived, a group of bandits lurking in the shadows attempted to block his path, demanding valuables. The peddler, quick of wit and brave of heart, managed to conceal some of his most valuable goods in hidden compartments of his wagon. With calm words and a steady gaze, he persuaded the bandits he had little to give, until a group of villagers, hearing the commotion, rushed to his aid. The bandits, seeing the strength of community, backed down, and the peddler moved on, grateful for the villagers' courage. His stops often turned into lively markets. When his wagon arrived, people from neighboring hamlets and even distant farms would gather, eager to barter and exchange. Children clung to the wagon's wheels, while elders examined the goods with careful eyes. He would take orders for supplies, needles, ribbons, or medicines, and deliver them in the following month. Sometimes he traded for fresh eggs, handmade cheese, or bundles of firewood, each exchange strengthening bonds of trust and friendship.
One memorable day, the peddler's journey took him through a dense forest where a fallen tree blocked the trail. With no other way forward, he and a few villagers worked through the night, chopping the tree into manageable pieces. In gratitude, the villagers offered him a hearty meal. And as they sat around a fire, stories of old legends and adventures filled the air. That night the peddler realized that his journey was more than just trade. It was about building a community across distance, a web of human connection spun through miles and hardships. His travels often brought surprising encounters. Once, he arrived just in time to help a family whose water supply had been cut off by a broken water wheel. With his limited tools, he managed to repair it, earning not just a sale, but lifelong friendship. Another time, he brought medicine during a sudden outbreak of illness, risking his own safety to ensure others could recover. But perhaps the most cherished part of his journey was the gossip, the stories, rumors, and news he carried from town to town. The peddler was more than a trader. He was a roving reporter, a teller of tales. As he arrived in each hamlet, the villagers eagerly gathered around, eager to hear the latest gossip from the outside world. Whispers of distant wars, royal marriages, or new inventions spread like wildfire, fueling dreams and hopes. The peddler, with a twinkle in his eye, would share these stories, creating a sense of connection to the larger world beyond the mountains and forests. And then, in a small hamlet nestled between lush fields and a winding river, something extraordinary happened. The peddler met a woman named Elena, a kind-hearted, spirited woman who tended to her family's small farm and was known for a warm smile and gentle voice. She was curious about the world, and her dreams stretched far beyond the horizon of her simple life. When the peddler arrived one day, their eyes met amid the bustling market. And in that moment, something shifted. They began to talk about stories, the land, and their hopes. The peddler was captivated by her laughter, the spark in her eyes, and her kindness. Their connection deepened over weeks of conversation, shared meals by the riverbank, and nights spent under the stars. In the quiet moments, he realized he had fallen deeply in love. Elena's love became the light that guided him through the darkest trails and the calm that steadied his restless heart. Eventually, they married in a simple ceremony beside the river, surrounded by friends and neighbors. From that day on, Elena became his traveling partner, a bright spark in his life and a steadfast companion on the endless road. Their wagon, a humble horse-drawn home, was more than just a store or a shelter. It was a sanctuary of love and adventure. It was a place where they cooked meals over a small fire, bathed in the river's cool waters, and washed their clothes after long days of travel. Their nights were spent wrapped in blankets, gazing at the stars, dreaming of future journeys and the life they would build together. Their love made the journey even more profound. The wagon was no longer just a means of livelihood. It was their home, their refuge, and their symbol of hope. With Elena by his side, the peddler's spirit grew even stronger, and every mile they traveled was filled with the beauty of shared dreams and unwavering devotion. His journey was a testament to resilience, the unyielding drive of one man to serve, to connect, and to adventure through the endless wilderness. Each town, each village, each encounter added another chapter to his legend. A story of courage, hardship, and unbreakable human spirit. And through it all, the moral of his story remains clear. No matter how distant or difficult the road, kindness, courage, and connection can forge bonds that last a lifetime. The traveling peddler showed that even in the hardest times, a single person's effort can light the way for many, reminding us that the human spirit is strongest when it reaches out to others. And so, the tale of the traveling peddler lives on, a symbol of hope and perseverance, forever bridging the great divide between the known and unknown, the old days and the days yet to come.
Along rugged dusty paths they tread, a humble peddler's way, with donkeys steady plod and buggies creak beneath the breaking day. Through hamlets small and valleys wide, where silence softly sings, they wander slow, a caravan of dreams on worn and weathered wings. The morning's fire crackles bright, a campfire's gentle glow, coffee brewing in a tin pot's dance as dawn begins to show. By a river's edge they pause a while to break their humble fast, a simple breakfast, nature's gift in moments made to last. The peddler's face, weathered kind with stories in his eyes, his faithful donkey patient wise beneath the open skies. Their wagon, old but sturdy, still holds treasures small and grand, from cloth to shining trinkets rare across the rugged land. They move along the winding trail through thistle, thorn, and grass, each step a silent testament to journeys that will pass. No rush, no roar of engines here, just peace in every mile. The rhythm of their steady walk, a gentle, timeless style. The hamlet's doors are open wide, welcoming and warm, with children's laughter ringing out in sunshine or in storm. The peddler stops to share his wares, a smile upon his face, a moment's pause, a friendly nod in this quiet, sacred space. He tells of distant lands he's seen, of markets bright and loud, of cities tall with shining spires amidst a bustling crowd. But here he finds his treasures in the simple, honest life, in quiet roads and honest trades, away from worldly strife. When daylight fades, they rest again beneath the starry cloth, a humble camp, a crackling fire, their evening's quiet broth. With coffee scent still in the air and stories softly spun, they dream of distant lands ahead until the morning sun. Through every hamlet, every bend, their humble story grows, a peddler, donkey, and the road in nature's gentle prose. No need for modern haste or roar, their journey's pure and slow, a testament to simple life where hearts and spirits grow. As seasons turn and years go by, they travel still unbound, across the rolling countryside, through silence and through sound. The peddler's voice, a gentle song, the donkey's faithful stride, a timeless dance of humble toil with nature as their guide. In spring's fresh bloom and summer's blaze and autumn's amber glow, they find their peace in wandering wherever winds may blow. No city's rush, no crowded street, just open land and sky, a life of quiet purpose beneath the vast and endless eye. And when the evening calls them back to camp by river's bend, they gather round their fire anew as moon and stars ascend. The coffee brews in fragrant steam, the tales grow deep and wide, of roads they've crossed, of dreams they've chased with nothing but the tide. So let their story long endure, a humble, honest song, a peddler's journey, donkey's step, and roads both rough and strong. For in their simple pilgrimage, in every step they take, lies a truth we all can find, that life's real treasures wait. In the shadow of a world gone wild, a lone survivor, born of fire and stone, rolling through the chaos, driven by hope, restless spirit, never alone.
Raise the flame, ignite the night. Wondrous fire burns bright. Through the storm, through the fight, never surrender.
Hold on tight. Carrying dreams on a battered old frame, across the wilderness, through storm and rain, connecting the broken, mending the lost. His heart beats fierce, unchained.
Ride the wind, defy the dark. Every scar, every mark, a soldier's heart, a blazing spark. We're bound to leave our mark.
From city lights to mountain calls, a tale of courage etched in scars. Every mile, a story of persistence, battered but unbowed by stars.
Stand tall in the face of fear. The wild calls loud and clear. In every shadow we appear, unbreakable, sincere.
On foot, on wheels, through dirt and mud, a mission carved in the dust and blood. Servant of hope, bearer of news, in the wild he's made of steel and wood.
Echoes of a restless soul, lost in the wild, feeling whole. Onward bound we patrol, burning with a burning goal.
Storms may rage, shadows draw near, lightning strikes, yet he won't fear. Guided by the fire inside, he fights through the dark, wild and free.
Fire in the veins, steel in the eyes, chasing dawn across the skies. No retreat, no disguise. We're alive, we rise.
The road's a battle, a living test, but his spirit's burning, never at rest. Every step, a battle won, his legend's born beneath the sun.
Unleash the storm, break the chain, rising from the pain. Through the loss, through the rain, we're alive, we rise.
Shadow in every flame, the wild within calling the same. Bound by hope, unchained by shame, we forge our path, ignite the game. Through endless night and breaking dawn, our spirit's fierce, forever strong. The journey's soul, forever drawn, a fire that burns eternally on.
Peddler began with dreams in his heart and a simple plan. Through village and valley, with stories he'd share, a man of soft steps, yet a soul that was rare. His buggy once carried fabrics and tales of distant lands and old legends' trails. With each encounter he spun warmth and trust, building more than trades, he built bonds robust. As seasons unfurled and his business grew, he upgraded his wagon, then a cart he knew. From local to regional, his reach extended, reliability, honesty, traits that transcended. A truck now replaced his modest start, speeding his dreams, expanding his chart. But haste and size in their reckless cheer brought strains and cracks, the shadows drew near. The load became heavy, the journey less smooth, overwhelming chaos began to soothe. His driver's fatigued, his orders unclear, the once steady path now shadowed by fear. He watched the shipments arrive late, damaged or lost, an unwelcome fate. Communication tangled, trust eroded, his empire strained, his heart corroded. He learned through loss what patience must teach, that growth without a roots can falter and breach, that rushing ahead without a plan can break what's fragile, slow or grand. His children watched with eager eyes, learning that strength lies in careful ties. They saw that rushing without care is like trying to fly without a prayer. They understood the true success lies not in excess or speed's finesse, but in building a firm, steady ground where resilience and trust are truly found. So when he finally stepped aside with wisdom's light as his guiding guide, his children carried forth the torch with patience as voice and measured porch. They knew that growth must be deliberate, measured, mindful, and resilient. To cultivate a future that lasts requires tending, patience, and steadfast care. So, a business built with love and care will weather storms and seasons rare. Like tending a garden slow and sure, it blooms more deeply, strong and pure. His journey from wandering trader to sage reminds us all that in life's great page, true strength is in the roots we grow, in patience planting what truly makes us whole. For rushing and greed in their fleeting chase may leave behind a hollow place, but a legacy rooted in mindful art will stand tall, resilient, and smart. So take this story, let it be your guide in business and life. Walk steady with pride, build not just faster but stronger too, and a lasting legacy will follow you. But let me tell you, the road is long, with twists and turns and times of wrong. Sometimes the journey feels slow and steep, and dreams seem distant, lost in sleep. Yet every step, however small, builds a ladder that will carry all. A single brick, a careful sowing, plants the seed for future growing. The old peddler, with lessons deep, knew that riches aren't just what you keep. It's in the trust that you inspire, the spark of hope that sets hearts afire. He understood that true wealth's not just gold, but stories shared and hands that hold a community unified, strong and tight, built on kindness, patience, and insight. He saw that rushing can't replace grace, that haze can often leave a trace of broken dreams and hurried plans, of fragile hope slipping through hands. Instead he learned to pause, reflect, to plan with care, and then perfect the art of growth, both slow and sure, a foundation firm, forever pure. And as he aged with wisdom's grace, he gazed upon his steady pace. His legacy was not just in wealth gained, but in the lives his patience had sustained. His story echoes through the years, a testament to hopes and fears, that lasting success is a gentle art, a matter of patience, a steady heart. So when you build your dreams anew, remember all that's honest and true. Don't chase the wind or rush the dawn. Build with purpose, your strength lives on. In life as in business, the lesson is clear, that growth is best when it's slow and near. With roots deep down and wings held high, a legacy blooms that never dies. Let this story be your guiding star, to nurture what's precious, near or far. Because true success at last will show in the patient hands that tend and grow.
There was a humble peddler, a man of simple means but big dreams in his early days. He traveled from hamlet to hamlet in his trusty horse-drawn buggy, carrying a modest load of fabrics, trinkets, and tales. Every village he visited knew him well, not just for the goods he sold, but for the stories he told. Stories of distant lands, legends of old, and the warmth of a kind heart. His presence was welcome and his reputation grew as people appreciated the personal touch he brought to each encounter. As years passed, his business began to flourish, recognizing the need to carry more and reach further. He replaced his old buggy with a sturdy little wagon, then upgraded to a modest horse and cart combination. With every new step, he expanded his reach, growing from a simple trader into a regional distributor. His reputation was no longer just for his wares, but also for his reliability, his honesty, and his ability to connect communities through trade and stories alike. Seeing the potential for even greater growth, he invested in a small truck, a significant upgrade that allowed him to move larger shipments faster and farther than ever before. His network extended beyond the villages, into larger towns and markets. With each new vehicle, he felt a renewed sense of possibility. His business was no longer just a means to survive, but a thriving enterprise that brought prosperity to his family and his community. But the road to success was not without its lessons. When he was young and ambitious, he believed that bigger was always better, that piling more products onto his truck and expanding his routes would ensure his legacy. So he kept adding new destinations, increasing his inventory, and hiring more drivers and assistants. He thought that as long as he kept moving faster and carrying more, he would stay ahead of competitors and secure his future. Yet as the years went by, he began to notice the signs of strain. His once nimble operation started to slow. His drivers, overwhelmed with too many deliveries, grew tired. Some shipments arrived late, damaged, or lost. Communication between his team became tangled, and the smoothness of his once reliable journeys began to falter. The more he pushed to grow, the harder it became for his business to maintain its quality and reputation. He realized that simply enlarging his fleet or increasing his inventory was not enough. His business needed a different kind of upgrade, one rooted in strength, resilience, and thoughtful planning. It wasn't just about more trucks or more routes. It was about building a well-oiled organization. He needed to invest in training his team, developing reliable systems, and creating clear processes that could support sustainable growth. His children, now grown and eager to carry on his legacy, watched him closely. They understood that a business isn't just about expansion, it's about building a solid foundation. They saw that rushing without preparation was like trying to move a fragile cart filled with treasures over rough roads. Sooner or later it would break. They learned that true growth requires patience, foresight, and a willingness to adapt. When the old peddler finally decided it was time to step aside, his children took over. They knew that the real secret to lasting success wasn't just about increasing the number of routes or trucks, but about cultivating a team that worked together seamlessly, implementing systems that could scale smoothly, and fostering a culture of trust and cooperation. They understood that growth must be deliberate, measured, and sustainable, qualities that their father had learned through years of experience. Building a thriving business takes time. More time than many expect. The old peddler discovered that rushing to expand without strengthening his organization was like trying to carry a load that was too heavy for the wagon, would eventually topple a brick. Instead, he learned that patience, careful planning, and investing in his people and processes were the true keys to enduring success. His journey from a wandering trader to a trusted regional distributor became a story of wisdom. It was a testament to the fact that steady, thoughtful growth, like nurturing a delicate garden, requires tending, patience, and resilience. That the most enduring legacies are built not just on what is carried forward, but on how it is carried. With care, with purpose, and with a vision that sees beyond the horizon. And so his story reminds us all that in business, as in life, the greatest strength lies in building something resilient, something capable of weathering storms and standing tall through the changing seasons. The old peddler's journey was not just about goods and stories, but about understanding that true success is crafted through patience, preparation, and a steadfast heart. The morale of the story: true success is not just about growing faster or carrying more, but about building a strong, resilient foundation. Patience, careful planning, and investing in your people and processes are what turn a fleeting moment of prosperity into lasting legacy.
Yeah, we're walking slow, but we're climbing high, building our dreams under the open sky. No rush, no haste, just a steady flow. In the heart of the journey, let the true strength grow. From humble roots, the trader took his stand, with visions in his mind and a steady hand. Through quiet streets and rolling hills, he shared his stories, felt the world's chills. Hold on, keep the faith alive. In the slow, steady way we survive. Brick by brick, heart by heart, that's how real stories start. wagon turned to a mighty machine, moving faster, chasing the dream. But with every mile, the cracks began to show. The weight of haste, too much to hold. Hold on, keep the faith alive. In the slow, steady way we survive. Brick by brick, heart by heart, that's how real stories start. No! Lost in the rush, the trust wore thin. Fears crept in from within. He saw the damage, felt the strain, realized patience is the only gain. Hold on, keep the faith alive. In the slow, steady way we survive. Brick by brick, heart by heart, that's how real stories start. Lost in the rush, the trust wore thin. Fears crept in from within. He saw the damage, felt the strain, realized patience is the only game. In the slow, steady way we survive. Brick by brick, heart by heart, that's how real stories start, yeah. His children watched with eager eyes, learning how to stand and rise, to build with care, to grow with grace. In patience they found their place. In the slow, steady way we survive. Brick by brick, heart by heart, that's how real stories start, yeah. The old man's wisdom shining bright taught them to walk by the light. Roots that run deep and wings that fly. Patience and secret, the reason why. In the slow, steady way we survive. Brick by brick, heart by heart, that's how real stories start. Now he stands back, watching the seed growing strong from patient deed. A legacy built with love and time, in every silent, steady rhyme. In the slow, steady way we survive. Brick by brick, heart by heart, that's how real stories start, yeah. So remember, when you chase your dreams, patience voice is what it means. Build with love, with roots so deep, and in your heart, the legacy keeps. Let the winds blow, let the storms come near. The steady heart will persevere. In the quiet strength, the truth is clear. Patience is the power, year after year. Foundation firm, reaching high, building dreams that never die.
One day I saw the peddler stray, with tears that shimmered like the break of day. He sighed and softly whispered, I wish to be a truck driver, wild and free, beyond the sea. His eyes held stories, silent and deep, of distant places and dreams to keep. He spoke of highways endless and wide, where the wind could whisper and spirits glide. He carried burdens, both heavy and light, yet in his heart a burning flight to leave behind the crowded streets and feel the pulse of open beat. Beneath his worn-out cap, a longing grew, a yearning for skies, a horizon anew, to feel the rush of the rolling land, to carve his path with steady hand. He dreamed of mornings kissed by dawn, of endless nights and stars upon the vast expanse where dreams reside, and fears and doubts are set aside. His hands calloused from toil and strain, yearn for freedom's sweet refrain, for open roads that stretch afar beneath the glow of every star. He spoke of sunsets, crimson and gold, of stories whispered and tales retold, of the hum of engines, steady and strong, where he belonged all along. He longed to leave behind the noise, the hurried rush, the crowded ploys, and find a place where soul can breathe, a land of peace, a gentle sheet. Each day he watched the horizons line, hoping and dreaming to someday shine, to break free from the chains of routine and chase the life he'd only seen in a dream. In every tear, a silent plea, a longing for roads yet to be, for freedom's call, so loud, so clear, a distant horizon drawing near. He thought of fields where wildflowers grow, of mountain peaks capped with snow, of rivers that endlessly flow, and valleys bathed in golden glow. He pictured himself behind the wheel, where every mile is a new thrill, a symphony of engines roar, a song of wandering forevermore. Spoke of nights beneath the sky, where constellations whisper and fly high, of lonely hours yet somehow free, a journey
strokes bright, a canvas of hope in the dark of night, a promise that someday he would depart with a full and fearless heart. He carried burdens both heavy and light, yet hope remained his guiding light. With every tear that he softly shed, a prayer for roads yet to be led. Perhaps one day his dream will come true, and he'll chase the skies, paint a different hue. Until then his tears softly gleam, a silent prayer, a tender dream. He watches the horizon, wide and vast, holding on to hope that this too shall pass, that someday soon, on roads unbound, he'll find his peace, his soul's sweet sound. And in that moment perhaps he'll see that freedom was always inside of me, a flame that burns, a heart that's free, a dream that's waiting patiently. So every tear that falls today is a seed for dreams that will someday sway beyond the streets, beyond the pain, toward the sunrise, toward the rain. For in each long and a silent song, a melody that's pure and strong, that one day he'll find his way and chase the dawn into the day. He'll leave behind the crowded lanes, the endless noise, the lingering pains, and find his place where spirits soar on open roads forevermore. He'll feel the breeze through his open window, hear the call of horizons aglow, and know that life's a boundless ride, a journey that's forever wide. Chase the dawn, embrace the rain, discover hope beyond the pain, and in his heart forever stays the dream of freedom, come what may. Until that day he'll softly cry with tears that shimmer in the sky, knowing deep within his soul the road will lead him to his goal. For every tear a promise kept, a story of the soul's adept to find its path, to break free and live the life it longs to be. A peddler tears, a journey's trace, in every drop a sacred space, where promises are born anew and dreams emerge pure and true. A story woven in silent grace of souls that seek their rightful place, to break the chains, to soar and see the life they long, their destiny. With every tear a hope is spun, a whispered prayer to the sun, guiding hearts through night's dark veil, towards dawn's light beyond the pale. The tears may fall like rain from sky, yet in their fall they testify to strength within, to courage bold, a tale of spirits fierce and ill. So refugees from liberty, a testimony till liberty, or eating struck the Satan's grail, for which you're born and told the Lord. highway stretching far and wide. A solitary trucker's soul begins to glide through nights that whisper secrets in the dark, guided by the distant glow of a lonely spark.
The engine's hum is lullaby and curse, a symphony of miles in quiet traverse. His cabin holds 1,000 stories told of dreams deferred and memories old.
The neon's gentle gleam, a place where hope can briefly dance and gleam, where the scent of coffee warms the coldest heart, and in that fleeting moment he can restart. In the parking lot, shadows stretch and sway, lot lizards drift in the cool night. With eyes like smoky windows, dark and deep, offering love for a price, an unspoken lead. They move with calculated grace in this transient, lonely space, offering a touch, a whisper, a fleeting glance, a desperate bid for some semblance of romance. The stories are woven with pain and grace, silent struggles etched on every face. They know their worth in the currency of desire, seeking connection, setting hearts afire. The trucker passes weary and worn, carrying burdens from dusk till dawn. He yearns for warmth, a gentle hand, a brief escape from the endless land. He smells the brewing coffee, sweet caress, a momentary pause, a small redress. The dark liquid promises brief reprieve, a fleeting comfort he dares believe. But underneath the surface, shadows hide a longing for something more inside. Love offered in a hurried trade, a silent plea that never quite fades. His heart is heavy, battered by years of road, carrying stories he's never fully showed. Yet for a moment, hope flickers bright, a fragile flame in the endless night.
He unloads his burdens mile after mile, driving through the darkness with a stubborn smile, knowing soon he'll seek that sacred spot where loneliness and longing are all he's got.
And after a day of toil and endless drive, a tender moment makes his spirit revive. A lot lizard's love, a gentle caress, a touch that eases all the pain and stress. A burger grilled on a camping stove in the back, a simple meal to fill the aching lack.
In that quiet, stolen, fleeting night,
softly sings of fleeting love and broken wings.
He dreams of distant places far and wide, of faces lost and loves denied, of moments stolen in the dark, a fleeting spark, a fading mark.
The road is long, the journey steep, and
In his soul the secrets keep.
but in that parking lot beneath the moon's glow lies a fragile hope he'll always know. A place where shadows meet and part.
Where fleeting love can touch the heart, where whispers linger soft and slow, and broken dreams may find a glow.
He keeps on moving through the dark and deep, a ghost of dreams he longs to keep till dawn arrives or till the night's last show, and love's illusion in the parking lot shadow.
A story of survival, of hearts worn thin, of silent battles fought within a lonely road, a fleeting sparks glow.
Where love is bought and sold in the midnight's glow, and in that space between dusk and dawn, he finds a moment fragile and drawn, a whisper of hope, a soft sweet plea.
The quiet longing of a trucker's soul set free. In the dawn's faint light, he'll hit the road again, carrying memories of love and pain.
But that brief night, the love he knew will linger in his heart, forever true.
Yet for a moment, hope flickers bright.
A fragile flame in the endless night.
He unloads his burdens, mile after mile,
Driving through the darkness with a stubborn smile.
knowing soon he'll seek that sacred spot, where loneliness and longing are all he's got.
And after a day of toil and endless drive, a tender moment makes his spirit revive. A lot lizard's love, a gentle caress, a touch that eases all the pain and stress.
A burger grilled on a camping stove in the back, a simple meal to fill the aching lack in that quiet, stolen, fleeting night.
Rest comes softly, short and light. The night wraps around him like a shroud. Memories echo silent and loud, and in the quiet hope softly sings of fleeting love and broken wings.
He dreams of distant places far and wide,
A face is lost and love denied, a moment stolen in the dark, a fleeting spark, a fading mark.
the road is long, the journey steep,
And in his soul the secrets keep. But in that parking lot beneath the moon's glow lies a fragile hope he'll always know, a place where shadows meet and part,
where fleeting love can touch the heart, where whispers linger soft and slow,
dark and deep, a ghost of dreams he loves to keep.
Till dawn arrives, or till the night's last show, and love's illusion in the parking lot shadow.
Story of survival, of hearts worn thin, of silent battles fought within a lonely road, of fleeting sparks glow, where love is bought and sold in the midnight's flow. And in that space between dusk and dawn, he finds a moment, fragile and drawn, a whisper of hope, a soft sweet plea, the quiet longing of a trucker's soul set free. Yeah.
Feeling by the common gravel meant so much during the fall. I feel that I'm leaving a bleeding, that I can still find my fall. Blessing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
stretching far and wide. A solitary trucker's soul begins to glide through nights that whisper secrets in the dark, guided by the distant glow of a lonely spark. The engine's hum is lullaby and curse, a symphony of miles in quiet traverse. His cabin holds 1,000 stories told of dreams deferred and memories old. He seeks a refuge in the neon's gentle gleam, a place where hope can briefly dance and gleam, where the scent of coffee warms the coldest heart, and in that fleeting moment he can restart. In the parking lot, shadows stretch and sway, light lizards drift in the cool night's gray, with eyes like smoky windows, dark and deep, offering love for a price, an unspoken leap. They move with calculated grace in this transient lonely space, offering a touch, a whisper, a fleeting glance, a desperate bid for some semblance of romance. Their stories are woven with pain and grace, silent struggles etched on every face. They know their worth in the currency of desire, seeking connection, setting hearts afire. The trucker passes, weary and worn, carrying burdens from dusk till dawn. He yearns for warmth, a gentle hand, a brief escape from the endless land. He smells the brewing coffee's sweet caress, a momentary pause, a small redress. The dark liquid promises brief reprieve, a fleeting comfort he dares believe. But underneath the surface, shadows hide a longing for something more inside. Love offered in a hurried trade, a silent plea that never quite fades. His heart is heavy, battered by years of road, carrying stories he's never fully showed. Yet for a moment hope flickers bright, a fragile flame in the endless night. He unloads his burdens mile after mile, driving through the darkness with a stubborn smile, knowing soon he'll seek that sacred spot where loneliness and longing are all he's got. And after a day of toil and endless drive, a tender moment makes the spirit revive. A lot lizard's love, a gentle caress, a touch that eases all the pain and stress. A burger grilled on a camping stove in the back, a simple meal to fill the aching lack. In that quiet, stolen, fleeting night, rest comes softly, short and light. The night wraps around him like a shroud, memories echo silent and loud. And in the quiet, hope softly sings a fleeting love and broken wings. He dreams of distant places, far and wide, of faces lost and loves denied, of moments stolen in the dark, a fleeting spark, a fading mark. The road is long, the journey steep, and in his soul the secrets keep. But in that parking lot, beneath the moon's glow, lies a fragile hope he'll always know. A place where shadows meet and part, where fleeting love can touch the heart, where whispers linger, soft and slow, and broken dreams may find a glow. He keeps on moving through the dark and deep, a ghost of dreams he longs to keep, till dawn arrives or till the the night's last show and love's illusion in the parking lot's shadow. A story of survival, of hearts worn thin, of silent battles fought within. A lonely road, a fleeting spark's glow, where love is bought and sold in the midnight's flow. And in that space between dusk and dawn, he finds a moment fragile and drawn, a whisper of hope, a soft sweet plea, the quiet longing of a trucker's soul set free. In the dawn's faint light he'll hit the road again, carrying memories of love and pain. But that brief night, the love he knew will linger in his heart, forever true.
Endless highways stretching far and wide, a solitary trucker's soul begins to glide through nights that whisper secrets in the dark, guided by the distant glow of a lonely spark. The engine's hum is lullaby and curse, a symphony of miles in quiet traverse. His cabin holds 1,000 stories told, of dreams deferred and memories old. He seeks a refuge in the neon's gentle gleam, a place where hope can briefly dance and gleam, where the scent of coffee warms the coldest heart, and in that fleeting moment he can restart. In the parking lot, shadows stretch and sway, like lizards drift in the cool night's gray, with eyes like smoky windows, dark and deep, offering love for a price and unspoken leave. They move with calculated grace in this transient, lonely space, offering a touch, a whisper, a fleeting glance, a desperate bid for some semblance of romance. Their stories are woven with pain and grace, silent struggles etched on every face. They know their worth in the currency of desire, seeking connection, setting hearts afire. The trucker passes weary and worn, carrying burdens from dusk till dawn. He yearns for warmth, a gentle hand, a brief escape from the endless land. He smells the brewing coffee's sweet caress, a momentary pause, a small redress. The dark liquid promises brief reprieve, a fleeting comfort he dares believe. But underneath the surface, shadows high, a longing for something more inside. Love offered in a hurried trade, a silent plea that never quite fades. His heart is heavy, battered by years of road, carrying stories he's never fully showed. Yet for a moment, hope flickers bright, a fragile flame in the endless night. He unloads his burdens, mile after mile, driving through the darkness with a stubborn smile, knowing soon he'll seek that sacred spot where loneliness and longing are all he's got. And after a day of toil and endless drive, a tender moment makes his spirit revive. A light lizard's love, a gentle caress, a touch that eases all the pain and stress. A burger grilled on a camping stove in the back, a simple meal to fill the aching lack. In that quiet, stolen, fleeting night, rest comes softly, short and light. The night wraps around him like a shroud, memories echo, silent and loud. And in the quiet, hope softly sings of fleeting love and broken wings. He dreams of distant places, far and wide, of faces lost in love's denied, of moments stolen in the dark, a fleeting spark, a fading mark. The road is long, the journey steep, and in his soul the secrets keep. But in that parking lot beneath the moon's glow lies a fragile soft and slow, and broken dreams may find a glow. He keeps on moving through the dark and deep, a ghost of dreams he longs to keep till dawn arrives, or till the night's last show and love's illusion in the parking lot shadow. A story of survival, of hearts worn thin, of silent battles fought within a lonely road. A fleeting sparks glow where love is bought and sold in the midnight's flow. And in that space between dusk and dawn, he finds a moment fragile and drawn, a whisper of hope, a soft sweet plea, the quiet longing of a trucker's soul set free. In the dawn's faint light, he'll hit the road again, carrying memories of love and pain. But that brief night, the love he knew will linger in his heart, forever true. He smells the brewing coffee's sweet caress, a momentary pause, a small redress, the dark liquid promise, breathe, 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 a fleeting comfort he dares believe. But underneath the surface, shadows hide, a longing for something more inside. Love offered in a hurried trade, a silent plea that never quite fades. His heart is heavy, battered by years of road, carrying stories he's never fully showed. Yet for a moment, hope flickers bright, a fragile flame in the endless night. He unloads his burdens, mile after mile, driving through the darkness with a stubborn smile, knowing soon he'll seek that sacred spot where loneliness and longing are all he's got. And after a day of toil and endless drive, a tender moment makes his spirit revive. A loud lizard's love, a gentle caress, a touch that eases all the pain and stress, a burger grilled on a camping stove in the back, a simple meal to fill the aching lack. In that quiet, stolen, fleeting night, rest comes softly, short and light. The night wraps around him like a shroud, memories echo, silent and loud. And in the quiet, softly lane, a fleeting love and broken wings. He dreams of distant places, far and wide, of faces lost and loves denied, of moments stolen in the dark, a fleeting spark, a fading mark. The road is long, the journey steep, and in his soul the secrets keep. But in that parking lot beneath the moon's glow lies a fragile hope he'll always know.
A place where shadows meet and part, where fleeting love can touch the heart. Where whispers linger, soft and slow, and broken dreams may find a glow.
You know I just can't see a lust boat. And I know when somebody, you know I just can't see a lust boat. But I just feel so good, David, on the voice and soul. I don't need no one though, but you overpay me. Everybody's darling, so many sweet. Get it all paid right, girl in my head. You that don't let me was side morning ever someday. I know I just can't see a lot snow. But ever since I learned, baby,